I would love to introduce Christopher Griffin to you. He's going to be on stage in a minute. Chris has broad experience of both general, international, corporate, and funds work with particular expertise in private equity, hedge, and digital asset funds, having spent 10 years as a corporate and funds lawyer in London. Chris advises on all aspects of fund and corporate transactions, including the legal and regulatory aspects of fund launches and joint ventures. He also has considerable experience in dealing with the Jersey Financial Services Commission and navigating investment vehicles through the Jersey regulatory approval process as part of the Jersey funds team. He also spearheads Carey Olsen's digital asset practice, having advised on a series of token issuances, digital asset funds, and exchanges. So he's going to tell us everything about his segment now, and please give a warm welcome to Chris Griffin.
Hi, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Great. Okay. So what am I doing here? Because I actually sound pretty boring compared to everything else that's going on. Well, I'm from a small island called Jersey, and I helped Bish set up VOW in Jersey. So VOW has its roots, its legal and regulatory roots in Jersey. So I guess the first question is, where is Jersey? Yeah, it's a beautiful island. I've lived there 12 years, you know. The beaches are some of the best in Europe. The west coast faces the Atlantic. If you like surfing, come to Jersey. Now, historically, you're probably thinking, why there's a picture of a cow? Now, historically, Jersey, small island, was famous for two things: potatoes, beautiful raw Jersey Royals, and milk, hence the picture of the cow, because wonderful, very creamy milk. But that really, long-term, wasn't going to sustain Jersey as an economy, as an island. We've got 116,000 people living on the island now. So since about the 1960s, the 1970s, Jersey became what we call a financial services industry, okay? Banks, investment managers, investment funds, all started setting up in Jersey. And as you know, whenever financial services happens, so does regulation. You've got BaFin in Germany, you've got the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK, you've got the well-known Securities and Exchange Commissions in the United States, and they are very active, pretty anti, actually, in the crypto space. So Jersey's regulator, the Financial Services Commission, the JFSC, you know, back in 2017, we started getting these inquiries. Hey, we want to do a token issuance. How do we do it in Jersey? Now, all these governments, Jersey's government, the UK government, American government, they're all saying, hey, this DLT, this distributed ledger technology, blockchain, crypto, it's innovative, it's transformative. We don't want to miss out. And yet, at the same time, regulators are saying, well, yeah, okay, fine, it's all very well. What about money laundering, Silk Road? You know, lots of people losing money. Here are some coins. These are some of my favorites. So on the left, we've got Love Coin. Buy a few of these, you'll fall in love. Jesus Coin in the middle at the top. Buy a few of these, you'll go to heaven, possibly. The more you buy, the better your chance of getting in. Dogecoin is that stupid dog. But now those coins are quite valuable for being a collector's item. We all know about OneCoin and the crypto queen, who's disappeared. God knows where she is. But my absolute favorite is the one down the bottom. And if you're listening on the translation, I'm not sure how it works, but that is a spank coin, okay? So the regulators are saying, well, yeah, Chris, thanks very much, we've got all these coins, what are we going to do? How do we reconcile this innovation, people like Bish, Val, wanting to change the world, with the two things that regulators really care about, which is money laundering and protecting purchasers, protecting investors, okay? So all the stakeholders in Jersey, the government, the GFC, ourselves, and a few others, all sat down and we said, how do we get a regime in Jersey that will allow decent people with a good idea, with good tokenomics, and with proper planning and proper regulatory structure, how do we allow those people to come to Jersey but not anybody else? Okay? And Bish came to me and said, I want to do it out of Jersey. He could have done it anywhere. It's not difficult to mint and issue a token. And so me and the GFC said, okay, let's sit down and figure out how a token can be issued out of Jersey. And, we talk about centralization. Regulators love centralization. Why? Because it means that if it goes wrong, they know who they can go after and throw in jail. Yeah? So the first thing they said was, if you want to issue a token, that token has to be issued by a Jersey company, VowUP Limited. And not just a Jersey company, we need people in Jersey who are on the board. So you need a Jersey person to be a director, and it needs to be incubated by a Jersey administrator, by a regulated local entity. They're called Cavendish, but they're not here today. James Cunningham Davis couldn't make it. Anyway, and then they said, look, investor protection. What are you telling people that this token can do? You need to produce a proper information memorandum, a document with everything in it, not just 4 pretty pictures, and a Save the World motto. It's got to have risk factors, it's got to have tokenomics, it's got to have the biographies and the background of everybody who's involved. Bish was like saying, Chris, do we really need all this stuff? I said, well, yeah, if you want to do it out of Jersey, yes, you do. Because here's an interesting statistic. During the ICO boom of 2017, 2018, 98% of token launches failed. Okay, they failed. And they failed for probably one of 3 reasons. Either they were a scam, or it was just a bad idea, or it just didn't have the money behind it, or the resources. And if you contrast that with Jersey, this is pretty onerous. I had loads of inquiries. I said, this is what you've got to do in Jersey, and I never heard from them again. That's okay, I don't mind. JFC's pretty happy. But of the handful so 98% of ICOs globally failed. All but one of the tokens that were issued out of Jersey is still going and is successful. And I think their longevity, the fact they're still going, is largely down to these conditions, because people were serious and they properly shook the tree and made it work. Okay? The other thing the GFC were worried about was money laundering, and so token purchasers had to go through an AML KYC process, to prove their identity. And if they were buying lots of these tokens, they sort of had to say, look, this is where I got my money. So all of this contributed to what I would say was a kind of a great environment for a sophisticated token issuance, of which VowUP, looking here now, 5 years later, is an obvious example. It's great. I mean, it's really great. I'm proud. So that's how we did it. Now, a theme of this conference is centralized to decentralized. Like I said, regulators love centralization. That's why they wanted a token issuing company. We're now moving, and Bish has sort of stolen a bit of my thunder in his speech by reading out what I was going to say, so I'm not going to repeat myself. So VOW Limited has transferred its tokens to a Jersey foundation, the VOW Ecosystem Foundation. And you're thinking, well, what is a foundation? So a foundation is like a company, but it hasn't got any shareholders, hasn't got any members. Its only job in life is to act or to implement a particular purpose. It has a council of a bit like a board of directors, but it acts in accordance with whatever purpose it says it's got to act in accordance with its constitutional document. And in this case, VOW Ecosystem Foundation acts in accordance with the will of the VOW community. And that's really important because all those people got VOW tokens. You need to exercise your right to vote on the VOW Foundation website. Connect your wallet, go through the steps and vote, because whatever you decide as a community will be implemented by the foundation, because they have the foundation has a statutory, legal, and fiduciary duty to do so. But if you don't vote and you don't direct the direction of the VOW project, the foundation's going to be pretty silent. So the architecture, the legal and regulatory architecture to move VOW into 2024 and beyond, and to take over the world, if you like, is there. You just got to make use of it. Okay.